boys and girls, welcome to AFTV and a special edition of Box to Box, where Arsenal are taking on the mighty Crystal Palace on Sunday, 2 o'clock kickoff at the Emirates. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, please like, please get your comments in. And today I've got Rich, who is a Crystal Palace fan, who's kindly come along to share his thoughts and experiences about Crystal Palace. And, will it be a Sunday roast for Crystal Palace, or will they get the most of the points?
Hopefully not.
Welcome, mate.
Pleasure.
Thank you very much for coming down and talking, and we'll get on to, sort of a variety of subjects around how Crystal Palace are doing at the moment, and how you see this game going. I think first and foremost, what sort of position do you think Crystal Palace are in at the moment?
It's the best position we've been in my lifetime, to be honest.
In your life, yeah?
Yeah, and it's all accumulated from the fact that Oliver Glasner's coming and he's just bred a winning mentality at the club. We've got off a one-day FA Cup, so happy about that, by the way. Done the Community Shield as well, but his mentality is, I want to win football games. I remember his first press conference, he goes, he took over Roy, they asked him about the last 10 games of the season, he said, I want 30 points. Now, if you transfer that over to the players, they're going to be pumped up for it as well. And this season, we've had a great start to the season. I think we could have picked up a few more points. I think too many draws, and it's down to missed chances. I hate stats, to be honest with you.
Okay.
But we've got the highest XG in the league. It's ridiculous. We just missed too many chances. I think we got the highest missed chances across Europe as well.
I'll tell you what, speaking of missed chances quickly, I watched the game against Bournemouth. No, do you know what? And you went 2-0 down and then you levelled it. Yeah. And then at 3-3, a Nketiah, and do you know what? You would have put your house on him, honestly, sticking that in the back of the net, and he stuck it into Rose Ed. Yeah. And I was personally gutted because I think, I love a comeback. And, I've got a huge admiration for Crystal Palace. We're speaking that FA Cup game, and I'll touch on that quickly. For me, that's exactly what football's about. Absolutely. I actually had the opportunity to have a ticket for that game, and for some reason I turned it down, and I missed it. And I watched it I watched it at home on TV with the sound up really loud. And at the end of it, when you watch a game of football and your hairs stand up on the back of your neck and all around your body, and do you know what? Thinking about it now, they are. And it was just everything I love to see about, 1, the magic of the FA Cup, 2, football, and 3, just bringing people together. And what a feeling to beat Manchester City, who have spent billions of pounds on players, and, little Crystal Palace from Selhurst Park, and I don't say that disrespectfully. I mean, up against this is a treble winning side. They've done back-to-back Premier Leagues. And Crystal Palace went and done a proper number on them. Eze, our guy, sticks the ball in the back of the net. Yeah. One finish, one take, and your goalkeeper had an absolute worldie.
He did. I mean, you talk about the atmosphere there. I was there at Wembley, and the noise from an hour before kickoff right through the game, and it's testament to our fan base. We are loud. Like we might as well call it Crystal Wembley at this point. We've got a decent record there, and you just, when the final whistle blew, you just look around you, like we're just floods of tears, emotions, people hugging each other, don't even know each other. It was a big thing, and you mentioned the FA Cup, the magic of it. I think our win has really brought back the importance of the FA Cup.
Yes.
No disrespect to the bigger teams, but they may have other priorities.
Spot on.
But us winning it now will give the other teams like a Bournemouth or Fulham to say, look, we can do this as well. Let's not focus just solely on staying in the league or whatever it may be. Let's push for a cup competition, which will only make the competition better.
Do you know what? You make a really good point, and that's our competition. We are the record holders of that, and I hear a lot of Arsenal fans and saying, I don't want an FA Cup. For me, I've always, and it's not just because we've won it the most amount of times, I love the FA Cup, the magic of it. I remember the whole game, we went 2-0 down and then ended up winning it in an injury time. Yeah. Those magical games, and I remember as a boy watching the FA Cup final day was always a huge thing. It still is today, if I'm honest with you. And the way you guys emphatically won that, and like you say, the celebration, and you talk about atmosphere. And one thing I love about Crystal Palace is the Homesdale, probably one of the best stands in English football, arguably. And what a noise those guys make. Where do you sit? And talk to me about the Homesdale.
Yeah, so as you see on TV, you've got the lower Homesdale, that's where the Homesdale fanatics stand.
Yep.
Behind the goal. I'm upper Homesdale, so I get to get a good view of the whole pitch.
Yeah.
But the noise just echoes around the stadium.
Yeah.
You know, and we've kind of intentionally done this whole thing where we're trying to like have this ultra sort of mentality. I think, I know it's frowned upon in the Premier League, I don't know why, but the atmosphere generated in European sides, obviously safety issues, you can't really have flares and stuff like that, but what an atmosphere and noise. I look at like in Cyprus and stuff, they bring out like these fireworks and stuff. It just looks amazing. And I think those little things could probably elevate, maybe for just the European games for the English sides, an atmosphere. Once you get that atmosphere going, it then transfers onto the pitch. And I think that's what us as the Homesdale fanatics do really well. We will uplift our players through thick and thin.
And I've heard a lot of professional football players and ex-professional football players that I've spoken to, and they've all turned around and said that Selhurst Park is one of the toughest grounds to go because one, it's an old school tight stadium. I love these stadiums which are proper, as much as I've said this before, concourses, they're fantastic. The Emirates is absolutely amazing. But when you've got these grounds with each stand is a separate stand and you're close to the pitch, literally when the players take a throw in, if you're front row, or you can touch the players. Yeah. I remember Highbury was like that. And that closeness, that familiarity, I love that. The aura and the vibe that they had. And I think that's a key part of Crystal Palace's success, and it's great to see that place filled out. And you yourselves, you've got a stadium expansion coming soon, haven't you?
Yeah, hopefully it's going to start in January. What happened was meant to start prior to COVID. COVID hit, everyone got financially scuppered because of that, and then it took a lot longer with like trying to get obviously we've got to take the houses from the people that live around the area. Then obviously things go up.
Yeah, of course.
So it's taken a lot longer than we would have liked, but our chairman Steve Parish has said that fingers crossed January works will start.
Good. So let's get on to the game. I think we've covered a real nice bit of sort of nostalgia, and I like people to get a feel of what the club's about. For me, this podcast is about giving Arsenal fans and fans a real feeling and understanding of the opposition, their surroundings, and what they're about. Now, you guys have done us a huge favour. You beat Liverpool, a huge scout.
You're welcome.
This season. Thank you very much, and hopefully you can do the reverse fixture as well at their place. So that was interesting because you beat them 2-1. Then you were in the Europa Conference League. You got a 2-0 against Dynamo Kiev.
Yep.
Decent away win. Picked up a red card though.
Yep, but also yeah.
And then you lost to Everton 2-1, which was unfortunate. And then you had that amazing 3-3. And then you've got AEK Larnaca
tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, so
at the time of recording, yeah.
At the time of recording, the game hasn't played, but by the time you see this, it probably will, so we'll know the result. And then obviously you move on to come into the carpet on Sunday afternoon and facing the wall. How do you guys? Look, this obviously. Did you see the game the other night?
Oh my gosh! Look, Atletico Madrid are no mugs. They are no mugs. So it's easy to kind of write off what Arsenal have done and what they've achieved there. They've just beaten Real Madrid, 5-2 not long ago. So there was you kind of demolished them throughout the whole game, really. Yeah. Granted, obviously they hit the crossbar, but then you also hit the crossbar as well. Eze's shot deflected. Yeah. But it was just literally like just knocking the wall down. Yeah. Literally knocking, and then once that first goal went in, that was it. And obviously credit to Gyökeres, he's obviously got his 2 goals. I know there's a lot of clamour about him, obviously not just from Arsenal. I think Arsenal fans are quite happy with his work rate and stuff, but obviously would like him to get more goals. But obviously rival fans are going to be the ones that chime in and stuff. But someone who I think has really stepped up lately, and he always scores against us, is Martinelli.
Wow. Okay.
So I am a bit worried about that because when he's at it, he's given us problems in the past, But obviously, yes, we got the game tonight. And I think it's a telling thing that you mentioned about the Conference League because When we had the playoff game against Fredrikstad, we then had Nottingham Forest, didn't win.
Yeah.
Was winning the game and then kind of tailed off towards the back end. Same thing with the Everton game.
Yeah.
Absolutely battered them for 60 or so minutes. Didn't take our chances, tailed off. That could play a factor on Sunday.
Yeah.
Not saying that we'll be winning the game, but the 60-minute mark is going to be very telling because of our squad depth. How are we going to navigate those last half an hour? Because if we're in the game, let's say we could quickly fall out of the game just for fatigue.
So, right, these questions ask everyone they come on here, because I love hearing an opposing fan's view of Arsenal from outwards looking inwards, okay? Yeah. So, what are your views on Mikel Arteta?
He's done a good job. He has done a good job. Obviously, I know as your fan base, you lot feel like you need to win something.
Yeah.
And I think you do.
I want to, and the reason I ask, purely from your point of view, forget everything. This is why I ask this question, because I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No.
The reason why I ask this question, okay, is because obviously I hear a lot, like exactly what you're saying. And let's forget about that. Let's just go. I'm really intrigued to just your pure, honest opinion of this guy, what he's doing, because there are a lot of Arsenal fans that, you know, slander him. You know, whether that's what you think of him. I just want your genuine, honest opinion
about the job he's done.
Yeah, and what he's doing and where he's going.
Honestly, he's done a fantastic job. I mean, I think, was it 2 8th place finishes, and since then you've just picked up. And I think what you've got to give credit to, first and foremost, he's built that defensive stability. You're literally, like you said, a wall. You know, you don't win games without your defence. You know, and obviously if you don't concede, it sounds cliche, like you don't lose games if you don't concede. And that's credit to him. But then the other Arsenals, who would have thought Arsenal and set pieces were a thing? You know, because you look back at the Highbury days, it's great flow, fast-flowing football, excellence, beautiful to the eye. Yeah, you've got the whole league now thinking about set pieces in preparation for yourself. And I know a lot of people, like I said, rival fans will then banter you about it. It's ridiculous. Football's football. Set pieces are part of the game. You've got to deal with it. You've got to do it. So if that's an added Arsenal to your game, pun intended, credit to you. Credit to you. And what he's also done then, he's brought in the players to accommodate that. Declan Rice's delivery is ridiculous, by the way.
It's unbelievable. Like, that is literally radar, sonar, like to the millimetre.
Absolutely.
Like that goal, where he puts that ball on for Gabriel, the whip, the dip, the curve, and the precision, and Gabriel runs onto it and bang, back of the net. Like, also the thing about Gabriel, I'll just quickly touch, is what I love about him is Sorloth, your ex, number 9 actually, who played for Atletico Madrid. Every time Jan Oblak was kicking the ball forward, you could see Sorloth going up for the header, but every time he'd go up to win the ball, he'd have a glance behind him, because he knows that Gabby is coming through him. 100%. And that solidarity and that roughness that we have in those guys, and Saliba as well. They're nasty guys, and I love that bit of bite, and we've missed that for years.
I don't think it's something you've really had in the past. You've always been seen as a nice
wet
club.
Underbelly. You know, let's go to Arsenal. They'll play great football.
Prior to that, it was like a Tony Adams who would really go and smash someone. You know, and that's what Gabriel brings you. So Saliba gives you the calm. Gabriel's going to go right through you. You know, and. You know, like I said, just the set pieces. You know what annoyed me about the goal you scored is I thought to myself, that's where the free kick was. It was like, surely you could get cleared that. It's still on a sixpence, you know. So no matter where on the pitch, it's a problem, you know. And it's something that we're going to have to obviously be mindful, because Gabriel scored a goal against us on a few occasions, you know, especially at the Emirates. So we're going to have to be at our absolute best, you know, to even stop him from scoring.
And the thing is. You've got a kick-off on Thursday night at 8 o'clock. We had a Tuesday 8 o'clock. So we've got an extra couple of days on you. You've essentially got Friday to rest, recover, Saturday to prepare. We've got Wednesday to rest, recover, Thursday to train, Friday to train, and then Saturday to prepare, which I think also in a clash like this is going to be key. Now, I understand Premier League football, anything can happen. And this Crystal Palace side as well. You know, they're no mugs this season. We've seen them scoring goals for fun against teams. We've seen them beat Liverpool, which is, like I said, it's a fantastic scout to have on your CV. What are you genuinely, as a Crystal Palace fan, now you see this Arsenal side, and I'm not necessarily just because of what you watched against Atletico, but before that, say the likes against playing Fulham, how we won against Manchester United early on in the season, the Nottingham Forest, the Leeds, those games. What do you think of Arsenal genuinely this season? The quality we possess, the depth, and where you can see Arsenal ending up as a squad, a team at the end of the season?
Yeah, I think what you've done well is you've won those games.
Yeah.
Because those were the games in the past that maybe you didn't get 3 points on, and it could have cost you in the long run. Your record against the so-called Big Six is not the issue.
It's decent.
It's not the issue at all, you know. Granted, obviously the game at Anfield, I think if you had got at Liverpool a bit more, I think you would have got something out of the game. You know, I think it looked a bit too defensive.
Yeah.
You know, but you've got to beat the teams that you're supposed to beat.
Yeah, of course.
And that's going to be no different on Sunday. So I think if you continue in that vein, it's yours to lose. Yeah. Personally, because like I said, you don't concede many. Yeah. You know, and you're getting goals from all over the pitch.
We don't concede many at all, and teams are struggling to get a shot on target.
Yeah, actually, I just heard about that. That was when was the last?
So the last shot on target we faced was in the 77th minute against Atletico Madrid. Before that, Fulham didn't get a shot on target. The game before that, they didn't get a shot on target, and the game before that, I think it was midway through that game. And this is what I mean, I can't actually remember. It's that long. But not that long, a few games. I mean, David Raya might as well work from home, right? Or you can stick me in between the sticks. It's one of those. And what a great stat to have, and what a great way. And for me, like you're saying, what we do is we kind of suffocate and strangulate the other team by where Declan Rice and Zubimendi and the back four, how they play. I mean, Calafiori, even Lewis Skelly, the way they maraud, you know, we're taking inverted midfielders to a different level. I mean, Calafiori's playing up front at most of the time. And,
you know, he had that run the other night.
Yeah, he was literally in a number 9's position, and that finish against Fulham was absolutely out of this world. And then obviously Jurriën Timber, arguably one of the best right backs in Europe. Yeah. I think our defence is, well, statistically, it is the best in Europe. And we don't concede goals, and that's something I really like. Solid foundations, but you know, let's talk about, you know, your defence. You've got Mitchell on the left. You generally play 5 at the back with Lacroix in the middle, and Gay as well.
And Richards,
and then obviously you play a 2 in midfield with 3 up front: Nketiah, Sarr, and Pino. And then obviously in the midfield you've got Wharton, who's a quality operator. I really like Sarr. I think Sarr is a really decent player, and I wouldn't mind him at the Emirates. I really wouldn't. I think he is top quality. I think, I think Nketiah is, and Wharton, and obviously Gay, and your goalkeeper Henderson. What a goalkeeper!
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. Like, I saw an image on the way up here about our squad back when we lost to the team we hate. We lost 4-1, Brighton. And it had like
you have a proper rivalry as well with Brighton. Do you want to explain that quickly, just because I think it's interesting?
Yeah, I mean, it's gone down to like Venables and Mallory days to do with some disagreement, and it's kind of just stemmed from there. To be honest, now that we've won the FA Cup, we don't even think about them anymore. So it's definitely something we have on them, but that's kind of where it stemmed from. But just going back to our squad, you look at that with like a Jeffrey Schlupp and IU and stuff, and now what we've got now, what Glasner's assembled and built. And to be fair, even if he hadn't, what he's doing, we don't need household names, because our system's what's key with what Glasner's doing. And I mean, there's Miller, so you mentioned him. Him and Daniel Munoz are going to be the key to us getting anything in an attacking sense. Okay. Yes, Mateta's obviously our goal scorer. Yeah. But where you mentioned those inverted fullbacks, if Calafiori or Skelly gets caught in midfield, that's the space we need to attack.
Yes.
You know, down the right-hand side, because I'm sure you've seen it, Munoz, he might as well play up front.
Yeah, Munoz. I get that. And he another marauding around with Mitchell as well. And obviously, when you play 5 at the back, you still have that strength. And in Gay and Lacroix, they are solid guys. And there's reason why Liverpool wanted Gay. And I think they're kicking themselves. They could have. I think it was a case of 40 million quid that they'd have paid. That's what Palace wanted. Palace wanted, which I think. Listen, I think he's what. It's not my money. It's a hell of a lot of money, but I think he's worth more than that. And they only wanted to pay 35, and I think that is going to really bite them in the arse. And obviously, Gay's coming out. Would you think that Gay and Wharton will still be there at the end of next season?
I don't think so, to be honest. But that's the nature of the beast. We're used to it. I mean, look, we lost Eze to you guys this year.
Yes.
But with Mark and Adam, there are rumours that Real Madrid are looking to get Mark in January.
Yeah, wow.
So, which will be interesting. Because
I heard Wharton was going to Real Madrid.
Yeah, I think they're looking at the summer for
I mean,
him.
I'll tell you what, Real Madrid can take Gay all day long because keep your hands off of Saliba.
No, that's fair. And to be fair, look, Liverpool, in my personal opinion, messed about a bit. Yes, it's obviously disappointing for Mark, and obviously he's gone and had his medical stuff. But the caveat was we wanted to get a replacement in. Igor Julio was going to be that replacement. He turned us down and went to West Ham. So we can't sell Mark anymore. Had this been done earlier, like how you did with Ebbs, get your player. It's that simple. And just on that whole media narrative about Glasner said he'll leave, it was nonsense.
Okay.
It was nonsense. We just couldn't get a replacement in.
So let's go on to Ebbs. One of my favourite players. Do you know what? I love this guy. I think he is just a quality operator. I've watched him a lot for Palace. And I just love everything about him. And I think we're still to see, I think he's still got a few more levels to go at Arsenal. Talk to me about Eberechi Eze.
He left an absolute legend for us, honestly. He just gave us his all. I mean, there was
to
a
be
time...
fair, when you turned up, I thought you was Eze.
Disclaimer. But you know what? As an operator, I think a lot of people seem to forget he went for a really bad injury.
Yeah.
He had an Achilles injury and
yes,
his form really dipped when he returned, but his quality has always been there. And I think on an Arsenal standpoint, just be patient.
Yeah.
Be patient with him. He will come good for you.
Yeah.
And obviously he's played more on the left-hand side at times.
Yeah.
Now he's playing central because obviously Odegaard's injured.
Yeah. He's not a touchline hugger.
But he's not a touchline winger.
Yeah.
And whether that's what Arteta wants him to do, I don't think it's the right thing. But because what I think would be beneficial, if he is playing on the left, let him drift inside, work closer to Odegaard, and then allow your fullback to go down the line.
Yeah.
But where your fullback plays inverted, he's now forced to hug the touchline, which kind of takes it out of his game. However, what he will give you, ball protection.
Yeah.
He will drive at defenders.
Yeah.
So if you feel like you can't unlock a defence, he will make a run.
Yeah.
And he's got an eye for a pass. He's passed to Saka in the first half the other day, which was obviously did well to come out for it.
Yeah.
And on the edge of the box, what he's doing, he's taking shots.
Yeah.
So once it all clicks, he will get goals in the system.
I mean, to be honest, we saw that pass against City right at the end of the game, where he literally puts it on a sixpence for Martinelli. And I watched that in slow motion from a view, basically sort of David Raya's view. The way he clips that ball and where it goes was phenomenal. And, some of the touches this guy makes. And I've seen obviously watched him for Palace, like I said, and I've also rewatched goal compilations of his, and just for years, this is what this guy's done. He's a match winner. Yeah. And like you said, I think it'd be fair to say if he was at Palace by now, Pino, good player, but you want to see a bit of return goals-wise. And Eberechi Eze probably by now for you guys would have scored 2-3 goals, a few assists, and that's what he offers. Let's go on. You've got another one of our boys in, Eddie Nketiah. What's your views on Eddie?
Obviously the price we thought was a bit high.
Yeah.
As a club like ours, spending 30 million is a lot.
It's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money, especially when you see we got Ismail Assar for 12.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we are very smart in our business normally. I tell you what, this season, since his injury, he's been outstanding.
Wow, okay, good.
He has been brilliant. He's come back from his injury. He looks hungrier.
Brilliant.
He looks fitter. Yes, obviously you would like to start more games, but whilst Mateta's doing what he's doing, it's going to be difficult. And he's even come into that 10 role and still been effective. He got a goal against Kiev, and what he did against Bournemouth is he allowed. He played us so much closer to Arteta, which allowed us to create chances. I'm happy with what he's doing right now, and if he continues in that vein, he will get starts. He will get starts.
Do you know what? I watched that Kiev game, and I thought he was outstanding in that game in the way he slotted in, and he had a goal disallowed as well, and then obviously a disallowed goal, and then he goes and sticks it in, and to be honest, he was always a player that I liked at Arsenal. He's come through the system, good player, just needed regular game time and sort of belief. And I think he got to a point at Arsenal where it was kind of like, look, we need firepower and we need, he scored some outstanding goals for Arsenal, by the way. There was a hat-trick he banged in against Sheffield United, which was all of the goals were, and this guy can do it. Yeah. It's just being at the right place, like the right club, at the right time, getting the right support to further his career. And I do generally believe you've got a player on your hands in him, and I'm glad that you're seeing a return on your investment with him, because I think he deserves it. Yeah. So let's go on to predictions for Sunday. Okay, so how do you see the game going? Are you genuinely that worried about coming here? Are you going to be here as well? Go on.
So me personally, I'm going to miss this game. Normally I do make it down, but I've got another function to go to. Look, last season we got a 2-2 draw. Yeah. And that was before...
with a brilliant Eze goal.
Yeah. And an even better Arteta goal.
Yes, yes.
Obviously last season we got the draw, and that was, 3 days before our FA Cup semi-final. So Glasnow's going to come with a mindset that I don't care. He's going to probably play a strong side tonight, and he's going to go strong Sunday.
Don't blame him.
However, it's not. I
like this. However,
it's a big however. It's going to take a lot for us to get anything out of this game. If you didn't have this whole set piece thing as well, I would have thought, low block, try and obviously just hit them on the break.
If you guys come here and play free-flowing football without a low block, we will cancel out any corner or free kick. It's one or the other. If you're going to play a low block, we're going to go and we're going to do you with corners and free kicks.
We can do this free-flowing thing and then have Saka and Gyökeres, who works very hard for you guys, just running all over the game. We've got to pick our poison.
You have, definitely. It's which way do you want to get beat?
Honestly, prediction-wise, I will take a draw and run with it.
I bet.
But I'm gonna go 2-1 Arsenal.
2-1. Do you reckon you're gonna score?
If Ray likes to stay off his line, yes.
It's just a bit funny. He likes to be involved with the game. Look, I've thought long and hard about this, and albeit I understand Crystal Palace's attacking prowess, and you put 2 goals past Liverpool, and you score, 3 against Bournemouth, who, after selling 3 of their back 4 and their goalkeeper, Kepa, who we've got, I really thought they were really going to struggle, but they've really surprised me actually this season. And obviously, they've got Semenyo, and that's another story. But I do think if I look at things, it will either be a 1-0 to the Arsenal, because I think Palace will be tough to break down. We do struggle sometimes, like the Fulham game, teams that play a back 5. With a low block, and it could be another set piece nicking it, or the game opens up a bit and it could be 3-0. No disrespect to Palace. Look, Rich, you've been an absolute superstar. Thank you very much for coming along. Really enjoyed this chat, and I look forward to taking 3 points off you on Sunday and smashing Palace to bits at the Emirates. But look, I'm really looking forward to the game, and again, thank you for coming. So guys, please let us know what you think of the video in the comments. Please hit the like, please subscribe if you haven't already, and please check out all the rest of AFTV's content. There is going to be a watch along in the studio, as well as the fan cams at the game. We've got you covered with all the content. Please check out the match previews, the starting 11, and all that sort of stuff. He's been Rich, I've been Marty, this has been AFTV. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you on the next one. Marty signing out.